We are live. Hello, hello.
Welcome to Monday Night Live.
What were you
I
gonna?
didn't
You
do
were
it.
gonna.
I didn't do it. I was gonna give her all, but
Oh, where is? Can you pass me my phone? Hey, everybody. Let's see. We got a couple people here already.
all right.
We have Bettina. Hello, hello.
I think she's watching Mallory's premiere right now.
Oh, I didn't know she had a premiere.
Hmm. And Love to Gore. Hello.
Hello. Oh, and
And
Quebec Homestead is
Quebec
here too.
Homestead.
So her premiere. I will have to go back and watch that.
Of course, somebody has a premiere on our Monday nights. Hey Tabitha, welcome to Monday Night Live.
No, it's the premiere's over now.
Oh, it's over now.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right.
We still have yet to do a premiere. Maybe we can do that once we move.
Fair enough.
So how is everybody tonight? I'm just gonna share this over on.
Just
Did
tip
you
this
share
down.
it on? You want me to turn that light off?
Sure.
Did
I
you share
shared it on all 3 Facebooks, so we should be good. Yes. So, if you guys had watched the last video, you're already aware that the house sold.
Yes.
And we've been going into overdrive lately, trying to pack everything up,
Yeah.
get everything ready. Not to mention the world of, list of things to do that you have to get ready for building a house.
Yeah. And we had a little bit of a scare.
Yeah,
Well, it scared.
kinda.
It scared me. Um, so our realtor called, and they were having the new people. I guess were having a little bit of trouble finding insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and so we thought that it could bust the deal, but all is well. We found out today all is well, and it's a go ahead. And what are we at today? July. Oh my gosh, we're already in the middle of July. So we have 19 plus 3 days. Well, technically 2. So 21 days. Because I think we have to be out on the 2nd.
Yeah, second or third, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that glare is horrible.
I know.
Let's see. Can you move your head a little bit?
Here.
No.
I don't have big
Darn
enough
the
head.
daylight.
Yeah, so I mean, and we've never done anything like this, so
Hello.
we were asking everybody questions all the time.
Yes. If you
Um,
have any tips about building from scratch, please let us know.
Not just that, but like we've never lived in an RV. We've never had an RV.
No. And we have 2 on the property, and we can't use either of them, so we are going to have to buy a newer one.
Mm-hmm.
So one doesn't have all of the things working in it, and then the other one leaked over the winter. And I mean, it's fixable, but it would take a lot, and we just don't have the time. So we unfortunately have to go ahead and buy some. But the one that doesn't have all the attachments, we're using it for storage for now. So
It not only didn't have everything working, but there were leaks through the plumbing as well.
underneath, yeah. Yeah.
So
So that's okay. We wanted something a little bit bigger, I think, anyway. So, yeah. So we'll just have to wait until the check clears, and then we are going to get a trailer that we can park in the pole barn.
Yep.
And,
Now,
yeah.
I've already found a guy who fixes trailers up. I've seen his work. It's amazing work.
Yeah.
Very trusted guy. So I've got to call into him, and he's going to be ready for us. So he's keeping an eye out for something good for us. He knows what we're looking for. So we'll be taking care of that very quickly.
Yes. I just wanted to get to some of the comments. Can you go back up?
Yep.
Because we missed some. I'm unboxing. Quebec Homestead says, I'm unboxing my new computer now. Congrats on the sale. Thank you, thank you. And then Kent Johnson Garden says, hello everyone. Hello. Sam, hello, how are you? Bettina's like, so much stress. It is, but it's a good stress. And the only thing that gave me solace if this place didn't sell was that we hustled and we got so much done. And so much was taken off the property, and it looks good. So I'm glad that we are moving, but if it, just in case it didn't, I'm also happy with all the progress that we've made. So we got to fix up the cabin a little bit before we put it on the market. Then once it went on the market, we cleared everything or got a lot of the junk out of here, and so, whew, but now we are going to a blank piece of property with nothing on it. So
I'll be totally honest. I'm super excited to be able to put together everything the way and in the just
yeah.
in the place I want it and set everything up.
Yes. Well, last week we showed everybody the blueprints.
Yep.
I know there's some new people in here. I don't know if you can. Oh, are you on?
Yeah, no, I'm on StreamYard again. I can
so
show
if
it
we
again.
can find it. These are our ideas. We still have to send them to somebody to get blueprints made up. I don't know if they can still see us. So.
They can.
Okay.
They can.
We still have to get somebody to make up actual blueprints, but these are our ideas as far as what we want the main floor to look like. And Mike's going to show that now. And apparently last week when we did this, it showed up really clear where we weren't clear. So hopefully it's clear again for you guys. It's a coming. Here it is. Is it sharing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it bigger?
I can.
So this is our idea for the main floor. And we're still gonna have an upstairs with 2 bedrooms up there. So we do have to send these in to get blueprints made up, and as long as all the electrical, water, and piping and all that stuff is good to go, then this is gonna be pretty much our layout. Fingers crossed. And can you just hover around our kitchen door? Can they see the cursor?
Yep.
So, and off this kitchen door here, circle it, and off that kitchen door, we're going to have, fingers crossed, minimize it now, we are going to have my dream greenhouse, which is going to be hopefully like, I think it's Victorian era, where it's stone on the bottom and then it's metal framing and then windows. So that's the goal, that's the dream, and I hope it works out. So don't you go falling in love with it. That is an RV. Oh, I think they were talking to someone.
Yeah.
That's an RV, Clark. Don't go falling in love with it.
Austin's in the house.
Hello, Austin. In Quebec Homestead, can you put the comments on?
Yep.
Okay. It's going to be a rush for sure. We built a homestead from scratch. No electrician or
Running water for 6 months.
yeah,
It took us to
wow. That's what we're in for. We do have a couple people lined up as far as the well, and that's one thing. He called everywhere for somebody to come and start a well, and everybody except for this one person, I don't know why, but everybody's booked up till almost next year.
Yep.
And some of them into the next year where they couldn't even go outside their area. So we may have to do a dug well first. Hopefully this guy that we're talking to can come and do a drilled well. But yeah, everybody is booked up, but everything so far is totally lined up.
Yep. And it's like everything else in my life. It's always been, everything is chaos. It's chaos, and I'm trying to sort through the mess and figure it out and get an order of operations, and
Yeah.
it just starts to slowly
No,
fall
this
into
way.
place. Will you?
The glare.
All right. Have very good generator and good batteries and power tools.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to leave the generator that we have here. It is a very good generator, but it's also a gas guzzler, and we don't need that much power. So we are going to go a little bit less. At the time of buying it, we thought bigger was better.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need that much power for here anyways. But
Now, I have a line on the folks actually that were buying this place. He offered to trade me for his 3,500.
oh, maybe.
So I'll talk to him about it, and we'll maybe sort that out.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay?
Okay.
Can you maybe buy a shipping container to use for storage, etc.?
Do you want to tell them what we're doing for storage?
Yes. So I was thinking about that, and I've been trying to really budget everything.
Yes.
Because you never know exactly how much everything's going to cost
Yeah.
until you're done.
Yeah.
And so I've got an idea of how much the shell's going to cost. I've got an idea of how much the pole barn's going to cost. So what we're going to do is get the RV. live in it for a few days or a month or so until the pole barn is up.
Yeah,
Once-
well, initially we're gonna live in the tent for like the first week because we have to wait for the check to clear.
yeah, fun.
It's gonna be fun.
So, and that tent's probably like 12 years old.
I know, and it's done
Oh,
as
boy.
well.
Okay, so that's the plan. We're gonna get the RV, then we're gonna stay in it, and then we're gonna get the pole barn up.
Mhm.
Once the pole barn's up, we're gonna move the RV into the pole barn. We'll insulate and try and heat the pole barn so that we are protected from the elements a bit better than if we were just in the RV.
Yeah.
Now the pole barn is going to be big enough that my plan is we can have enough for storage and everything inside that pole barn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also in the meantime, for right now, we're a friend of ours is actually going to lend us it's like a carport, but it's bigger, and we're going to store a lot of our stuff in there. So we're going to use the trailer, the carport, and then we had another friend offer us a little bit of space in a garage.
Yeah.
So as far as storage goes, like everything just fell into place, and it's amazing. So it's only going to be until the pole barn is built, though. So we did originally want a storage container,
Yep.
but we don't have that fundage until after, so we need something to move stuff into. And then we figured it's only about a month or so. So if we do want a shipping container, we'll get it later.
Yeah.
And we'll have to put it somewhere that, we want it, right?
Now that being said, I've had wonderful friends up there that have been helping clear the land and level
Yes.
it off and scrape everything, and that's where I was today. We were up there clearing it off, and God love them. They've been the biggest blessing in our lives.
Yes.
Hey, Gavin, welcome to Monday Night Live, buddy.
Okay.
Are you going to get the grid hydro put in? I think it would be beneficial. You can always go off grid later. And that was our original idea. However, I keep calling because I wanted to call and find out how much it would be, what the procedure would be. And they have been less than proactive in calling me back. So a normal
Taking that as a sign.
a normal 2-day call or return to my call took a week and a half. And then
Yeah.
I finally got somewhere with everybody because they were like, "Oh, we ignored this guy." And so they rushed me through, and then I find out that until the foundation has been started, they won't even kind of look at you.
Yeah.
So
Even, we got even with the temporary pole,
I know.
they said that we couldn't bring in a temporary pole unless the foundation was started. So,
And if we're going to be living in an RV that's got,
Yeah.
it's going to have a couple batteries in it, I might as well bring solar into
in.
it. So
and yeah, and not only that, I think we kind of, I was mostly for solar. I had some okay, maybe I would want to go on hydro, but I was mainly for solar. And I think you were mainly for hydro, thinking, well, maybe a little bit of solar. And then we kept going back and forth. So when I was for hydro, you were for solar, and vice versa. And vice versa. And so where we're at right now, I'm pretty sure we're going to go with a really good solar system.
Yep.
Because the thing is, we can always connect to hydro later too.
Well, it's not that. It's not just that, but we don't
We
use
want
a
it.
microwave anymore,
No.
and
The only thing in question would be a dryer.
a dryer. But if we get a propane dryer,
It's still going to take a lot. Because even gas dryers take a lot.
right? But I know our friends run an AC all day long,
Yeah.
and that takes more than a gas dryer does.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So maybe. Because I
It's-
don't want to I still want to hang all my clothes. I still like that. But what I'm finding with all of our clothes, especially with animals, is that they are coated with hair. And I don't know if it's because of my washer, because we only have one of those little mini portable washers right now. So I think the only thing in question would be the dryer, or if we ever wanted air conditioning, which we've only wanted once or twice since being here.
it's usually 2, 3, 4 days max through
A
the
year.
summer.
So far, So far,
And that's
knock
it.
on wood.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like I cooked dinner tonight, and I had to start a fire in the stove to cook dinner. So
Yeah, because the propane stove here isn't really up to par. Now, it can be fixed, I'm sure, but it's beyond my expertise. Gavin said our video quality is pretty good tonight.
nice. I'm just
Hey,
looking.
Puddin'! Welcome to Monday Night Live! Alright, let's see here.
I'm just going to come out.
Good water source is so important with animals. Yes, and so that's why the first things I'm going to do, like I've got to get the permit started right away, and I'm going to have like gravel and stuff brought in so that I can make the drive in more accessible for everybody who's got to get in. But the first guy I'm calling in is definitely the well. So
Yeah.
I'll have the well up and running as soon as possible.
Yeah, because we pretty much figured out that, we're going to have the propane for the trailer, and then we are going to have, batteries with the trailer, so our power is pretty much taken care of, and what was the other thing? Oh, and so water is really the only thing that we have in question right now. How long are we going to do without? So we may have to try to find a way to collect rainwater.
Which I got several YouTube channels that I can look at for that, plus
Yes.
a couple neighbors I know of.
Yes.
So
we are probably going to collect some rainwater at first, and then learn about it, because we never really had to do that here. We never had to worry about, we had to shock our well, but we never, I think the first week or two, we had to filter our water.
yeah, well,
because it was rainwater.
It was
so,
all just rainwater.
But I'm not going to filter the animal water with the Berkey, so.
Oh, that's who Love Tagore is. It's Andrew.
Oh, hey!
I was just talking to him last night. That's awesome. Do you have any estimation of time it will take to complete the new build? It sounds exciting. So we do have an estimated time. Now,
Estimated, very.
as I'm sure you're familiar with everything in construction, an estimated time can be wildly incorrect or bang on.
Yeah.
It just depends. So we're thinking that within a month we'll have the pole barn up. All right? And then we're thinking that it'll take about 2 to maybe 3 months to get the shell of the house up,
Yeah.
which will put us into winter time, which is why we wanted to stay in the pole barn in the RV through the winter, so that we could finish the inside of the actual house
During
during the winter.
the winter.
And we won't have to live in a construction zone.
Yeah, so basically our shell, so our windows, our roof, and the cabin itself, any exterior will all be done and weatherproofed or whatever, so the inside doesn't get snow and stuff, hopefully before winter comes. And then, like you said, we'll just do the walls and the decorating and installing bathroom and kitchen and all that over the winter. And the good news about this property, we will have a driveway that we have to plow, but now we are going to be on the main road, which is not a main road. It's still a very.
It's a backwoods main road.
It's well looked after, but I will tell you that I think maybe I've only been up there a few hours at a time, but you're lucky if you see 10 cars a day, unless it's the weekend. If it's the weekend, you get people that want to come up and go camping and go to the beach and stuff like that, but that's okay because that's only one season out of the year. So up here, wintertime, there's nobody.
And because I've been so focused on what I have to do, the order of operations I have to get going, and trying to line everybody up for this build, not to mention packing, moving, finding a place to store everything, clearing the land so that I can move some tents in there, whatever. It's something I haven't put enough thought into or researched enough yet, is what I'm going to do for my machinery on the property. I don't know yet whether or not I'm going to just rent something for the time being to do all the heavy lifting and heavy labor, and then get a tractor in the end. Because I know my neighbor's got a nice tractor, and with the forks, the plow, the bucket, all those attachments, it really seems to make a little bit more sense at times.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm still
Yeah, we're
I'm still
still
kicking it around.
Yeah, so if you guys have any tips on what machinery would be best to not only clear land but dig, and he's thinking backhoe, and so I don't know, like this, and we want something that we can use after
Hmm.
as well for ourselves, right? So for plowing or whatnot. So
And though a backhoe would be very, very useful on a farm, it doesn't have the forks, so I can't pick certain structures up. I can't pick up a huge bale of hay if I decide to go that route again. Um,
No,
it
I
just
don't.
has the bucket. It doesn't have a plow on it, and it just has the bucket. So will it work? Yeah, of course, because it's huge.
right.
But there's a lot of ups and downs, and I'm really trying to weigh the pros and cons. Of it.
Yeah, because I don't want to invest, like, if we bought a backhoe, we would be investing a lot. So,
Quebec Homestead says she's unplugging her old computer right now. I'll be back for my new one in a while.
woohoo.
Perfect. Which is another question I was going to have. Because we were talking about it before where you were contemplating going to a Mac.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure she did get a MacBook, or not, maybe not a MacBook. She
Like
got
an
an
Apple.
Apple. There's a new computer out or something, and I know she had to wait some time for it. So I think I haven't been keeping up to date with anybody lately because we've been swamped. But I'm pretty sure that's what she got. So I should ask her.
Yeah. So I mean, that I don't know much about Apple computers other than in their original form, like it would just frustrate me because I'm so used to Windows, and so even with an Apple or an iPhone, I hated it because
I didn't mind it.
I felt like I was handicapped, restricted to what I could do. I couldn't watch certain things. I couldn't pull up certain things. I couldn't use it just like my
The
normal
only
computer.
qualm I had was that when we did come up here, my phone was at 100%. It charged the whole way from Durham region to where we are, which is about 3 hours. And we got here and it was cold because it was left for a couple of years. So it was freezing cold and my phone died. And so I was like, so Andrew said, visiting with friends and I'm using their account. Well, while you're on your friend's account, just hit that subscribe button.
Remember, like, share, and
Subscribe.
yes.
Oh, we haven't. That was the intro we used to have with Tyler.
I know.
But now we got to get a good one with Tyler and Parker.
Well, Parker starts talking to us.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Well, he says a few words. He just has to warm up a bit.
Shipping containers are getting scarce around here. Expensive too.
Oh.
That was another reason we decided to just go ahead and build a pole barn.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that they got expensive and they're hard to find, but we would have to wait to store our things. And so we're trying to figure all that. We were trying to figure
We
all
looked
that out.
into renting one too, but the cost of renting one was like,
It's
might as well
crazy.
buy one.
Yeah.
It was silly.
Shipping containers are pretty versatile, can be pretty cool. Luna Acres has
Lumna.
modified one. Lumna.
Lumna.
Okay, Lumna.
Yeah, I watched that.
They've modified
Or
one as a
did.
cabin. I've seen a couple of videos
Yeah.
on YouTubers that did that.
There's another channel that if I remember
Life
the name,
Uncontained.
Life Uncontained or
Yeah.
something. They're a big channel. I think they're out of BC.
All right. Are you building a basement in the cabin?
No,
No.
no.
I didn't think we would need one.
No.
We'll have more space than we had here, and we already don't know.
And then we have the pole barn. Too,
yeah,
right?
and then we have the pole barn.
So the only thing I'd want a basement for, but we'll have to do something later, is like a cold cellar. But, well, we actually do have, what we're going to, I think, do is my pantry will be somewhere around the stairs to go upstairs. And it's going to be a good sized room.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we were thinking of was making that, my mom used to call it a cantina. And so making that into a cold room somehow with air exchange and maybe from outside, inside, like air vents or whatever, and making it a cold room so it's at least not as hot as in here or in the house, and so it stays a little bit cooler. So we're going to be looking into that so that my cooler or my cold room is cold.
Yep.
And then on the really hot days, we can always go sit in there and like just
Well, maybe we just get an AC.
I don't know. I don't know.
Redundancy is your friend. I would do both systems if I had the option. I have no running water here though, so I'm setting up solar and wind. I entertained that thought as well because I am of the same opinion.
And
I would love to have redundancy for my redundancy if I could.
2 is better than 1. And so that's where I think.
Well, I called and I talked to the power company, and they informed me that a normal what they have is what net metering is what they have nowadays. So what net metering is you have to have a system that's a 9 kilowatt system or less.
Solar system?
Solar system.
Okay.
It's not built for a battery backup. What it's built for is that you pay for what you use. So if we ran on solar all day long and then at night we just use the power, we would pay just for the power at night. You don't get paid for pushing back into the system. You don't get paid for any of that. You still have to pay for your delivery.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, if we're gonna go one or the other, because you pay way more for the delivery than you actually do for the hydro.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were going to go, we thought about going both, so we could do both hydro and solar, but at the same time, I'm paying the same delivery charge, and I'm not using as much power. So we kind of decided that it's one or the other. But I want to think about and look into wind because we are always windy up here. And so on the days where we don't have sun, I thought it'd be like a good backup. Not a main, but a good backup for the days that we don't have sun. So
That's not a bad idea.
yeah.
So we can look.
Yeah, let's
If
go
anybody has any
Tips.
tips or anything, throw that out there.
Roll all the tips because we are brand spanking new.
Doug's
Congrats.
Woman 48.
Oh, thank you
Congrats on
so
your
much.
name.
What is your name, Doug's Woman?
It's Doug's Woman. Gas dryers should not use that much power, Kevin said.
Yes.
And he was actually the consultant I had today. Happy Two Bears.
Howdy, folks. Hello, hello.
Welcome to Monday Night Live.
Oh.
Have y'all considered geothermal heat and cooling? We have. And,
I don't know much about it.
okay,
He's
so I
studied.
have. So, the problem we have up here is that when geothermal, for those who don't know about it, you take tubes,
Mm-hmm.
like a water system,
Yep.
and you loop it under the ground, under
Okay.
the frost line. And so that way it comes in, it's always ground temperature,
Mm-hmm.
at least 10 degrees or something like that, right?
Right.
However, we're pretty much right on Canada at some points up here. So, meaning we are in the Canadian Shield.
So we
Or
have
the
a
beginnings
lot
of it.
of rock.
So there's not always 3 foot or 4 foot of soil between us and ye old bedrock.
Yeah, on this property in particular, that's one thing I'm looking forward to because on the new property, we stuck some sticks pretty far down.
Mm.
And in some spots we hit rock, but here, oh my goodness, the house was built on a rock, which was great, but then all around, it's all rock. And there was one spot that I had my garden that it was okay, it wasn't too bad, but it was like you'd get one small patch and then boom, rock. So,
Mhm. It's hard for fencing. A compact tractor. Well, that's definitely...
oh, back up. Oh, Tabitha said, don't forget to like the video. Yes, please.
I'll
Give that a thumbs up. Am I cutting you off?
Nope.
That's a good
Yes, a
answer.
compact tractor was definitely on the list of things we've been considering
Mhm.
because of the attachments. However, I have a feeling that most of the work that I'll be doing with this piece of machinery might push further than a compact tractor could do. I'd spend more time trying to counterbalance for some of the trees that I'd take down, for
See,
you know,
that's
the
where-
rocks that I'd move.
That's where I'm thinking maybe like schedule everything so that we rent. Like we're gonna rent a wood chipper because we're gonna have so much brush that we gotta compost. So might as well make wood chips for our garden. Why? And then we're gonna rent that. So why not rent? Like set it up so you have 1 week of a rented equipment, and even if you spend a couple $1,000s or whatever it costs to
Mhm.
rent that, and then purchase something that's my thing. I want to be able to use it after.
That's right. And that's exactly what Bettina had just said.
Oh.
I would buy a machine that would benefit you in the long haul as
Yeah.
opposed to just construction.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm thinking of isn't just the construction, though. It's going to be the long haul, where we're trying to develop the land, where we're trying to put in a pond that we wanted to do for a skating rink, where we're trying to like make
Well, put that
trails
into
and
the
things
week.
like that. So, if I have a big enough tractor, similar to some other people that we know up here,
Right.
then it can lift that weight. It can lift the big rocks that end up
Yes.
in our way.
Yes.
So it's for that reason I've kind of put a nix on the compact tractors.
Well,
It's not totally out, but
no, I want you to look into it a little bit more.
okay.
Because it also could be something that I could drive.
Pappy Two Bears suggested a nice compact tractor. It has a variety of attachments to make it versatile.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Like the one
My
I keep
brother
bugging you
was.
to get? The compact tractor?
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
See, I told you.
My brother.
Keep pushing the compact tractor, guys. Compact tractor for the win.
However, I had our buddy Ryan come down his compact tractor to move something. That old battery that was on site.
Yes.
And he couldn't lift
That's
it.
not what I was thinking of.
But he couldn't lift it.
No, but that's not what I was thinking of.
What were you thinking?
Something a bit different. I'll show you.
Yeah, the one like.
The one like
Our
one of
roof. Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
His-
But you can get small.
Yeah.
So I think his is small, and then you can get mid-size and large size.
Well, we'll take a
So-
look. We'll take a look.
Yeah, take a look. Because people
You are just so gun ho on
Because
this.
it-
little
that-
thing.
because
you
that's-
just want to drive it, and you don't want to drive a big one.
Yes. I don't want to drive a big backhoe. I mean, maybe I will just for the fun of it to be like, woo, look at me, Mom, no hands.
See, I
But-
know how she thinks, folks.
Yes.
Blessing says to Patina, they're tired but good. Just got a little bit ago. Enjoying the sunshine with so much rain lately. It was nice
Yes.
being able to get outside and get some work done.
It's funny because we were driving. We had to go. Our son Paul came up to help us, and of course, he got one day where it only rained half a day, and so he helped Mike clear out quite a bit in that little bit of time. But that little, he's a little. Oh, we call him my little monkey because he got up into the attic of our front porch where we had a bunch of storage, and he was just bringing stuff down like crazy, and so that's all cleared out. Our shed, he got everything because Mike made it a story and a half, so he got everything out the top, so that was good. The kid, he got all of our wood that we had when Wally brought it up, and he was just like throwing it on the back of the truck like it was candy bars, and I'm like, dude, that would have taken us like the whole day, almost.
Just the wood.
Just the wood.
Yeah.
Right?
And it did last time because I
and he
sorted
left-
it all out. It took me a whole day.
Yeah, and he left early because there was nothing left for him other than our boxes to pack. I mean, there's other things that we can have him do, but it was raining. And so
Yep.
then when we were driving, he forgot his saw here, so he needed it for work, and we had to meet him yesterday. And so we went and met him in 2 hours away anyways. And what was my point to this?
I don't even know what this.
Oh, we were driving, and Mike's like, "What's the weather like for next week?" And so I opened the app, and every single day from yesterday till next Saturday was thunderstorms. And it was all over like 45% chance, and I'm like, oh, of course. But it was for the area that we were in and not our area. So our area only has, I think, a day or two of rain this week, which... Thank goodness. So on the days where there's sun, we're going to be outside working. Oh, I'll be packing up some, but...
Maybe like a track skid steer with a few attachments. That's another way I was looking. However, my good friends and neighbors have a skid steer. And so what I was trying to do is maybe get something
Offset, so we
to
can...
offset. So
help
to
each
complement,
other, yeah.
to complement their skid steer.
Yeah.
So I mean that was
Thumbs up, everyone. Bettina says, thank you, thank you.
he,
Love to go.
He subscribed.
Thank you.
Gavin says, Mike, Angie knows where it is at when it comes to computers. Max sounds great. We've had a running commentary between the two of us about the differences and the benefits or pitfalls between Windows and Apple. And so
The one thing I have found with Apple, though, is that they hold their value. So one of our daughters, she would buy like a MacBook used and then turn around and sell it a year later, and she'd get the same price or more. She's always been smart that way, though.
It's true.
And so she was the kid that, like, when she was a teenager, she would go to Value Village and look, or Goodwill or something, and look for all, like, the Lululemon pants that were $8, and then she'd turn around and sell them, and she made good money.
My biggest complaint is that with a regular computer that runs on Windows, when it gets a little outdated, I can update it. I can change out the component parts in it. I can run the new software. I know how to do that. However, with an Apple...
You sound very stern right now.
With an Apple, it's all encased. You can't touch a thing.
But
it is
there's
what
also
it is.
benefits.
You get what you get.
There's also benefits. For example, they have a good video editor already built into it. And when we stopped in at Costco where we were yesterday, and we went up to go look at the laptops while we were waiting for our son to meet us. And I looked at this one big Apple. It was like very not cheap. And the screen on it was like, let's see. It was huge. I can't even show my hand. It was huge. And the keyboard was this little dainty thing. And I'm like, that's it. I love this one. I want.
You just like the aesthetics of it.
Hey, I'm the one that knows how, like, my job was sitting at a computer desk all day long. And I know what I like.
Okay.
Okay.
You could do a partial basement crawl space for just a cold room.
Were we that far behind?
We are that far behind.
Okay, so let's catch up on comments.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that's a good idea. I thought about that too. And I was thinking about maybe putting where the stairs are going to go, maybe doing a crawl space just a little so that it's a little portion of whatever size that room is of a basement. So you can walk in and it's a cold room. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. James says, Kubota compacts are nice. You can get all sorts of attachments down the road.
I'm hoping these are people that, I mean, if they're all talking about it, they probably know a thing or two, right? We don't know, so...
This will be my first actual tractor that I'm buying. You shushed me again.
I know, I did, but I'm kidding.
About the cold room. Our neighbors have one on their main floor and vented it outside, and I was really surprised how well it does.
So maybe we'll go that route too.
Okay. Well, you know what? I would really like to see that. I want to see that.
Oh, I just saw the next comment and I'm like, oh, I got happy. Not happy as in, okay.
I had a tornado pass by about 6 miles from my home today. I am going to be building a root cellar storm shelter very soon.
There's a thing that people must know about me. I'm blushing right now. I don't know if you can tell. We lived in Michigan, and I've always liked storms, but when we lived in Michigan, we had a tornado come down our street. It didn't touch down, but it destroyed a lot, and then it touched down a couple miles out. And then when we were on our, like, what we call honeymoon, which was also the best time, like, it was so fun. But anyways, we ran into a storm, and there was a tornado forming, and I remember always asking you, is this the right condition for tornadoes? Is this the right condition for tornadoes? And you were like, no, it's just a thunderstorm. And so the very first time that you said, like, I kept asking, we drove into the storm, it was like on our honeymoon, and I was like, is this a condition for tornadoes? And he was silent. And then all of a sudden he goes, get in the car. And I'm like, what? Is this a tornado? And I'm asking him from outside the car. Like, what? He's like, get in the car. And so I got in and we drove to his dad's. It was a couple miles out. And then it came over his dad's place. They're inside screaming for me to get inside. And I'm like, no, my camera's not getting wet. I want to get these pictures. I absolutely... Obviously not with injuries or with damage, but I absolutely love storms and tornadoes. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but I think when it crosses a field, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I've yet to actually see one funnel all the way to the ground, which I know some people will think is a blessing, and it is, but I still would like to see one from afar. With nobody getting hurt.
Okay.
I just see how excited I got. I'm like, oh,
And
storms. Okay, go.
according to Hidden Blessings, I should ask Tom about his experience with his Kubota before we get one. 'Cause I think I had talked to him about it, and I think he was a naysayer for it, saying it wasn't big enough for the stuff that I'd want to do.
Okay.
Yes, the hydro delivery is what makes you really mad.
Yeah.
Same with water bill. You pay more for the water leaving than the water coming in.
Yes.
And I agree with that 110%.
And Doug's woman, her name is Becky, and I won't forget that because his sister's name is Becky. So hello, Becky.
Where are you located roughly? So they're talking
Yes.
to each other. You know that old song about where the wise man built his house? Was it the size man or Ezekiel?
Was it the size man?
I'm not sure.
You were gonna have to clarify that. You know that old song about where the wise man built his house? I don't know that song.
I don't either.
Mm-mm.
It's quite expensive to build an off-grid capable electrical system, but in my opinion, the only way to go. The geothermal in bedrock must be done vertically with a well driller, and it costs per foot.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't. I stopped at like we were covered in bedrock, and I was just like, well, okay, so that's not an option. But luckily, with a log cabin, and it's not going to be super big, the wood heat taking care of most of it will be great. If I had an alternate source like geothermal way to generate electricity, that would be amazing, and I would definitely look into it if it was a system that did two things at once, kind of like our wood stove, where it cooks, it heats, and it heats the water. Like it does three jobs in one for one purpose that we're doing anyway, just to heat the house.
Yeah.
So
I really liked that.
I'm trying to get as much efficiency. Efficiency has always been my focus.
Yeah. And right now on our nights, we are looking into, like tonight, he was doing some research on what to look for in a trailer or an RV and, like things that we would want, because we're going to be in it probably, 6 months, I'd say? Probably longer, probably until spring, because we're not going to want to move into the cabin when it's a construction zone. So, probably. So we're
It
gonna
depends.
have. I think we're gonna build a wall or a place in that pole barn, where the goats and chickens can also be. Because right now, like I took a picture of it. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. The shelter that Mike has built up for the goats, and it's just quickly put together, and I mean, you did a pretty good job. I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Really?
So,
The thing ain't even square. It's
I know
crooked
it's off
and,
and all
like,
crooked and
it's-
everything, but
I
you know
slapped
what?
it together. Like
Yeah.
it's rough looking, but
But
It'll
here,
do.
if we're pretty clear, I'll see if I can. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but
send
if
it to
not,
my
it'll
Facebook.
be on
Send it to my Facebook.
Instagram.
I can do a
um,
screen share. Send it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me send it to your.
So yeah, I threw this little shelter
We still have to put a door on
together
it,
in
but-
like 20 minutes. Like it took me longer to cut the steel to size and not even most of it. Like I scabbed a lot of it together. It's rough looking.
But you know what? It's just for them to get out of the rain, and we're gonna probably build two of these, one for boys
Did you
and
send it?
males and females. I did, but it might be taking a minute because refresh the page actually.
Okay. But yeah, but as for, I'm just looking for efficiency
Yeah.
on everything.
Okay. So comments.
All right.
Oh.
It didn't come through. Let's see here. Honey Badgers is in the house.
Hello, Honey Badger Homestead.
Um,
Apple is the best, Ethan said.
Your brothers. It doesn't count.
Apple totally holds its value.
iPhones are
Okay.
great. Just takes a little while to change over, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
See, and I'm not getting into it.
Nope.
It was always that I could fix things. I could change things out. Like if it needed more RAM, if it needed a better hard drive, I could always add those things. I could compartmentalize, so I could have 3 different hard drives in my computer. But with an Apple,
Well, we'll just put it out there. The Apple will be my computer.
fair enough. North Shore, what's all
Hey,
this
North
mischief
Shore.
going on here?
We are moving.
We were just talking about the pros and cons of all these different systems that we're looking to put into place.
Yes.
And you'll be happy to know that I've fallen back on the good old solar. So we're going to put an oversized solar system in, going whole hog. It's going to be able to power us, the neighbors, and the neighbors' kids. I don't know. Years ago, a tornado or water spout came across our lake at the cottage. My daughter was there alone watching from the dock until she realized. Made it inside just before a giant pine came down right over.
Oh, see, that's what I
Wow.
don't like. Obviously, I don't like people getting hurt.
Right over the door. She couldn't even open it. That was an
Wow.
interesting, freaked out phone call to get.
You think? Yeah.
I just about stepped
Oh.
on five little bunnies in the garden. Aw.
Yeah, when we lived in Oshawa, we had always a mama bunny bring her baby bunnies and build a nest back there. Thankfully, she was smart enough to put it in our garden where the dogs couldn't get to, or else I don't know what Brody or Izzy would have done.
Let's see here.
I think you passed a couple.
They were talking to each other.
Oh,
Um,
that was
That was for the lyrics of the song she just
the
looked
wise
up.
old man, yeah.
The wise,
Oh, okay.
wise man or Ezekiel. Was it the wise man or was it Ezekiel? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
I
that
don't
one.
know that song.
My dad found a bunch of baby bunnies in his backyard, almost mowed them.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that.
That would have been like PTSD
We had
moment.
we had one where it wasn't near where they were gonna cut grass, but we had a nest right by where our central air was in Oshawa,
Yep.
and
Unfortunately, Mama, I think, got either scared away or
yeah,
killed
yeah, because it.
because she just disappeared.
Well, I don't know if she disappeared, but I don't know if the noise, because the central air was on quite a bit, and the noise could have also scared Mama away if she did go, and then it could have also harmed the babes. So
The wise man built his house upon the rock, and
the rains.
the rains came tumbling down. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. It's about the floods in which house stood.
Yep. This house is built on a rock. The next one, it'll be built probably on a slab.
Actually, I think I remember a song like that, but I thought it was a Christian song about the rock being Jesus. Sunday school
Yeah,
song.
there you go.
I do know that one. My father's a pastor. I should have known all this stuff.
Sour grapes and rotten apples. He's the well, no wait. I'm the sour grapes and he's the rotten apple. Just kidding.
Wait, what?
No.
Hey Brent, thanks for showing up for Monday Night Live.
Hey Brent. I didn't realize that was Brent that said it. I just read the comment.
And he has been a huge influence in my life. This is my dad's cousin, and he used to go out. He showed me like a book, that book he sent me.
Yeah.
He used to show me that book, and he'd walk out his back door and fill up his bowl with edible plants until it was full.
Yeah. That's
And
the level I want to reach.
he would go to his friend's house and do that too. And he's been an amazing influence. He's just always curious about everything in life. I've always loved that.
That's awesome.
North Shore. Bettina, we were singing about Ezekiel and the wheel he saw in the sky. Let's see. Bettina, I think we met her mate a couple of weeks ago. Tons of rabbits this year. Bomber Steve! Welcome to Monday Night Live, buddy.
We are
good day.
doing well. Hopefully the same for you.
Yes. How's winter treating you? It was like 80 today,
Yeah.
and I was sweating buckets out there moving logs.
This is gonna sound really ignorant of me, but does Australia get snow?
Yeah.
Do they?
I mean, not a lot. It's kind of like, from my research and just, I don't know, I've never been, but from what I've seen, like winter in like the southern states, roughly,
Okay.
where they can get some snow, but I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Bomber Steve, do you get snow?
Hello, Mike and Angie from Becky.
Hello, Becky.
Bomber,
Hello, Bomber
Steve.
We are all caught up.
Wow!
Speed round.
Yes! So,
We're doing. No, that wouldn't have sounded right.
He's
Didn't
going
mean to sound
for
wrong,
speed.
but I said it in my head before.
He's
I said
going for distance. He's all alone in his time of need. No, you don't know that song?
No, I don't, and we'll leave it at that.
All right, fair enough.
Speed read. So what else has happened this week? So, we got Plowman's Backyard was amazing, and I don't know if they're still in the house, but they hatched out some chicks for us, so we got 6 baby chicks, and I am thinking we have 3 hens and 3 roosters. So if I don't find homes for the roosters, if they are indeed roosters, we will have to barbecue because we won't have a freezer. So I don't want to think of it like that, but try to always find them homes first. But
Okay.
But we learned with our last roosters too.
Bomber Steve says, it's going well. Winter is going pretty good here. We get bugger all snow. We have 3 pimples that pretend they are mountains, so we get some snowfields up there for the uppies.
3 pimples.
Oh, you are awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
3 pimples. Was it awesome?
It was uber awesome.
Uber
awesome.
3 pimples. Mine.
I know New Zealand has some snowy mountains.
Right. My neck of the woods, we never get snow. My state is Victoria, and down south towards Ballarat, Gisborne, and Melbourne, they get snow on occasions, but it's just a dusting on a really rare sort of day. Okay.
Yeah. I watched a video where, and I don't know when it was taken. I didn't even look into it, but they had this plague of mice down there at one time.
Wasn't that in New Zealand?
No, I thought it was in Australia.
No, I don't. I don't even want to say New Zealand. It was somewhere around there. Well, I don't know if it was Australia.
It was crazy. They had the mice had mice. It was so nuts.
Yeah. They were catching, every household was catching like hundreds every single day. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I could not imagine. And they were losing a lot. I'm going to look that up.
Okay. You look that up.
I'm going to look that. Oh, see if you got your
Okay, I'll see I got that picture.
Yes, we do. So this is, we still have to put a door onto it for nighttime, but during the day they just need somewhere to go lay if they want. And so this is the makeshift shelter that we have for goats so far. And then we're going to build off a little lean-to for the chickens until we can get
Here
them.
we go. Hang on. I wasn't sharing that one.
Oh.
Share.
Until we can get them into the pole barn. So, where was it? Did you have to download it first? Because it might take a minute to do that.
Home tab, house points.
No.
Cancel. Alright, well, give me a minute. Give me a minute, man. Give me a minute.
How about I just show them on my phone? Let's see if it does it. Or not.
Open agent. Let's see if I can do it that way. I think because it's another window.
I wouldn't. You don't know what you're sharing with that. Don't.
Well, I don't have to show it yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
but
that's
it did
it.
show. Okay, we'll make it larger.
Okay, I'll make it larger.
So
I don't even know.
This was just thrown together in like 20 minutes. And we got to put something on it for a door. But I think we are going to separate, well, we for sure are going to separate the girls and the boys. But this one will probably be...
Like, I don't know if I even wanted everybody to see that. That's just...
No, you know what? We're being frugal. Okay, you can take it down now.
Okay.
We're being frugal. We're using what we have. And during the 3 seasons out of the year, they don't even really need, other than to protect them from the elements. We don't need anything more than that. So
that was just I put that together with the idea that it was just while we were before we were in the pole barn. Once we get into the pole barn, I'll probably build like a a lean-to or something off of that, so that they have a place to go, from the pole barn.
Like that's just temporary for like a month.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to maybe 2 months. I'm not going to invest in something when we have some scrap materials. And my goal is to also use. I want to do videos on this. To use the goats and the chickens. So we're going to have the boy side and the girl side. And we're going to use the chickens to clear out all the brush, or the goats and chickens to clear out all the brush while we're working on other things, so that it can be a clean landscape in between the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And so my goal is to use the goats in that way.
Okay.
So the goats will, their manure will come down, and then the chickens will scratch, and then their manure or their poop. And then, you know what I mean? It's going to be a healthy, good soil. So my goal is to get one of those electrical fencings
We should have them
or netting.
focus where your garden's supposed to go then.
Yeah, we can do that. But that garden's not going in this year, so
It's true.
yeah.
House first.
Yes.
We have a massive mouse plague problem at the moment. I knew.
I didn't think it was Australia, though. Maybe it's another place that I saw, and there is also one there now.
Hidden blessings. Is it true the moon is upside down, down under?
That's
It's
funny.
round. How is it upside down?
Down under.
NSW. I don't know.
It-
And Queensland are under attack from the hordes of mice. Perfect storm of conditions. Feed and the lack of predators because we have screwed up our ecosystems for the last 200 years. That was the exact same they said in the they said that in the video.
Mm.
Because they had hunted down all the dingoes or something, or whatever it was, and so they didn't have any more natural predators.
Oh. So
Which, you know what? Interesting fact. When I was in Okinawa, they had the same issue.
did they?
Yep, not mice,
Speak it.
not mice, but it was. There's a snake. It's a poisonous snake in Okinawa. It's called the habu, and they were overrunning the island. And it's only 60 miles long by 20 miles wide, so it's not even a very big island. But what they decided to do, some smarty did, is they brought in a predator for snakes. So they brought in the mongoose. Well, it turns out that the mongoose was nocturnal, but Mr. Habu was not. So now they have a mongoose problem as well as a Habu snake problem.
That's,
Like, you think that, that, talk about an oversight.
yeah. Right? And then North Shore said, Steve, kitties,
Yes.
we can send you one.
Yes.
I don't know.
You should just,
No.
breed cats.
Yeah.
Like crazy or something.
Yeah, I'd rather have a cat problem than a mouse problem.
Yes, we get to see a whole different aspect of the moon. We have to take photos and invert them to see what you see. You can stand on your head. I love this group. This is so... you are my peoples.
There is a saying in Australia, upside down like the moon. Oh,
That's cool.
oh. Hey, Mudbroker. Caught the show running late. And also, I want to put this out there. The Mudbroker is actually going to do a live this Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the Needy Homesteader is going to be with him and doing the show with him. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will also, he just posted down there, thanks for helping out. So I will be moderating that. And I'm looking forward to being there for both of you guys. So that is awesome. But if you guys aren't already subscribed to him or the Needy Homesteader, go check them both out. And make sure you show up on Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I think it was 6:30, was it Mountain Time for him? I always get it messed up. I do. But it's going to be a good night. So this Wednesday, do it up.
At what time?
7:30 Eastern. I have it written down. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I put it in my time. So convert that to whatever your time is. But I think a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people here is on Eastern. So that's going to be an awesome live, and I'm looking forward to it.
The biggest problem too is the rivers don't run the right way. They all run downhill towards the South Pole. It's a real pain.
That's funny. Oh my god.
I
Hidden
know. I
blessings.
know.
Are you pulling? I truthfully want to know too.
The same thing would go for stars, I would presume. By coincidence, I have too many cats.
We have one, and I said to Mike, if one comes, because our little Georgia, she is expecting, and I think after this round we're gonna get her fixed. But if one comes out, it's a female. It looks like her, but with a little bit of orange. Unless there's another one that I totally fall in love with, which let's not kid
I
ourselves
never
here.
admitted to any of this. I never agreed.
Well, that's okay. We came here with 2 dogs, and now he thinks we have too many, I think, and I don't think we have enough. We have 5 goats. I can't tell you how many chickens, but wait, I can.
Chicken math.
3 plus 5 is 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 17 or 18 chickens now with the new babies, a cat, 3 dogs, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Close. We got a turkey in a pear tree.
We do. And Turk, oh my goodness, Mike has been noticing lately that whenever I'm outside, she comes and she just wants to be near me. And then she will
Cuddly
sit.
even.
Yeah, she'll sit beside me, and she
turkey.
wants me to hug her or pet her or whatever. And I go in for a hug, and she snuggles right in. And when she hears my voice, I saw it today. I didn't believe Mike, but I saw it today. When she hears my voice, she kind of cocks her head, and she just listens. And it's almost like she's doing one of these, and she's listening. And then I'll go up to her, and she just sits with me, and she wants me to love on her. And I'm like, when did this happen? But
so he admitted he was just pulling some legs. It looks exactly the same. Now, that being said, I mean, I was south of the equator down in southern Japan in the Ryukyu Island chain. And, some days the moon would come up and it was sideways.
What? I didn't know this was a thing. I'm just playing along. I knew you were fibbing, 'cause I can tell. You always pause when he's fibbing. He's like, yeah, it came up sideways.
We just get to see some stars that you guys don't see in the northern hemisphere, which is true.
Yeah.
You're other side of the world. You're looking at some stars that are blocked out from up here.
Oh.
The moon faces us the exact same way. We just point out to a different part of the Milky Way.
That's cool.
Australia has a feral cat problem.
Kill them. Bring them to the mouse problem.
Oh my goodness. More people created problems.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer, Steve. I hate cats. They are a massive ecological disaster here. There's only 2 good cats, a contained one in a yard or run that can't roam, and, well, the other can't roam for another reason. Okay, well, never mind about the cats.
Oh,
then.
it wasn't Mountain. It was Central. Both
7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
Yes, North Shore said both good channels. Yes, they are. And so 7:30 Eastern and 6:30 Central. I think last week I said Mountain as well, but
Tabitha's in Central Time. We're in Eastern Time over here.
Yes, we are in Eastern Time.
And that's one I got to see when I was down there too. The Southern Cross. You can't see that up here.
Is that like a constellation of stars?
Yes.
Can you see the Orion's belt?
I don't really remember.
What about Big Dipper and Little Dipper? Can you guys see that?
Never give an Aussie a chance to spin a furphy. Tricking people is a national pastime.
Yes. I do get a kick out of tricking him all the time, and he tricks me quite a bit. But I think that's what keeps things fun.
So I guess we're like,
16 years
honorary
later.
Aussies.
Maybe.
Well, yes, it's true. It doesn't turn around for you, but I thought it looked upside down. The confusion between your side of the world and ours. we, we lose up to 15 million birds, reptiles, and mammals every
50.
week due
50
50
million.
million. Predation of cats, both feral and domestic. Wow!
And they can't get the mice? That's,
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay. We got caught up again.
We did.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
will say that Miss Georgia, I don't even know why I said that I wanted to get a kitten. I really don't, because I have a family member that's deathly allergic, and I've never had a cat, and I've never really wanted one. And then my daughter ended up getting a cat a while ago. I'm like, I loved Jax. Jax was a really good cat, and he died a few years back. But I kind of like them. And then we had a friend that their cat had kittens, and I fell in love with this one, and she is just the coolest cat. She's not too needy. She's not too, she does hunt mice, which is amazing. But as we discovered last week, there was a couple other things that she was hunting. But she's a really good cat, and so I don't mind her. And she keeps her litter away from the house, which is good. So, if there's one that comes out like her, that has a little bit of orange in it, and it's a female, because I don't want a boy if I already have a girl, then,
What
I will be honest, I haven't decided, because we are living in a tent, and if she has her babies, well, she's living in the tent. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
They're wild Australian bogey mice. The only thing that kills them
Bogus.
is bogan mice. The only thing that kills them is the lack of beer.
Drink up. How is the little mama? She's doing really good. She's getting bigger by what seems like the minute. I think she has 1 to 2 weeks left, which puts us right around the time that we need to be out, which I don't know how that's going to go, because, like I said, we're going to be in a tent for the first week or so until the money clears, and then we can go and buy a trailer.
You know what? For the first time since this channel started, I'm actually excited to put out some content.
Yes, we're going to have if there's anything you guys want to see too, please let us know. Reach out and let us know. And
things I've never experienced in my life. I've never even I stayed in an RV as a kid a couple times and stuff like that, but I've never had to experience living in an RV. I've never had to build a house before. I've never had to call in contractors before. Never had to do any of this stuff. Like, we had to talk to the county, what do you want to call it?
okay, township.
The township.
I'm gonna explain
To
the story.
get our physical address up there, because it has no address.
So,
They didn't call us back
well,
yet.
no, because he's on vacation this week.
Great.
So I called the township. So I'm gonna use fake road names, but to give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with. So basically, we're gonna say that the road where the cabin is on is Goat Road. The road where we're moving to is Chicken Road. Our address, where we are on Goat Road, is Chicken Road. So I called the township, and then, so our address also has, I'll just say 123B Chicken Road. Our neighbor is just B Chicken Road.
I'm confused.
Right? And so I called the township and I let them know, like, we're selling this parcel. They're no longer going to be one owner. We're selling the parcel with the cabin. What can we use for our new address? And they said that they were in the midst of fixing it right now because they know that the numbering and everything is a little wacky up here. So then they said, just leave it for right now, and then that way Canada Post won't charge you for changing your address because the township changed it, you didn't. And I said, I would totally do that, but what are the new people going to use for their address? And so they're like, oh yeah, that's a good point. And I'm like, I didn't even think of it till last second either. And then so they're like, okay, so we'll see if we can get it done. And as long as we have it done before closing, it's all fine. So I knew the road commissioner was going on vacation, I think this week. And so he's the one that's got to do everything. So when he gets back, I'm expecting a call next week. So it is kind of really wonky, our address, but we want an address on Chicken Road. And if you're just tuning in, I'm sorry, this sounds funny. So we want an address there. Our own.
Read that.
I can't. You got it covered.
I don't know what the fish going on here.
Uh-oh. There we go. So, you will be best to get her into a crate/pen when she is closer. She will hide and then have them somewhere. I'm a long-time cat rescuer and have seen this often. Then you will have wild Turks and cats. Well, we're very blessed in the fact that Turk made her way back. And so she actually perches and she sleeps in the chicken coop at night, or she has been for the last little bit. So that's good. So we are going to get, we do have a dog crate, so we'll probably fix that up and let her have it as her safe space, right? And stay away from the dogs and stuff. So we'll probably use that. But Jane says, hi guys. Hi Mama, how are you?
I lived in the same place for 35 years. It's had 4 different addresses.
I wouldn't have believed you before. Well, not, yeah. But now I completely believe you. Not that I'm, that sounds, yeah, okay.
Lack of beer is a national disaster.
Oh dear, that's terrible.
But yeah, I'm super excited to share all this content.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoy the ride and every step of the way.
Yep.
It's been crazy busy lately,
Yes.
trying to do all this and not hire anybody, hired it out to do it.
Right now. And I also want to say that I have been putting my favorite channels that as channels that I support. I have been playing your playlist, but I haven't been present. I've just kind of put them on and walked away and went on packing, and sometimes I can hear it in the background, but I'm not commenting. So, but I do listen and I do support, and what we do. So I just want to put that out there for any of the channels that are on here now. So we haven't gone completely dormant. We're still there running it in the background.
Yes.
While we have internet, because that's another thing we have to. So you can make it quick though with the.
All right. So essentially, we got our satellite system before COVID hit, so we have a 25 meg package. They don't offer that no more. They offer 10 meg package. So
slower internet.
To keep the 25 meg package, I have to put everything on hold. So I put the account on hold. I have to tear down everything, take it up there, store it until we're ready to get power up there. Then I can put it back up, call somebody out to triangulate it and install it, and then we can have our internet. That's what I have to go through for the internet.
All while we still are paying.
No, it'll be down to like $30 a month.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we
but I
still
gotta pay
have to pay
$30
$30 a month to keep it in.
Because I'm renting the equipment. Now, that being said, middle to late 2021, that was the email I got, we're supposed to get Elon internet. So we get the Starlink. Now, if the Starlink comes through, I'm going to be like, bye, and put up the Starlink. Because the Starlink is like super easy, super user-friendly. You can do it all from your phone to hook it up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Ooh. I was going to say, I know there was one more comment before, but any other Aussie questions, I'll behave myself and answer as best as I can. I don't have any questions, but I have a proposal.
You do?
I do. I've seen some people do this recently, so I don't know if it's something that would interest anybody, but it doesn't have to be from Australia. But we can send treats from Canada, and then the other person can send treats from wherever they're from.
We did that.
Yes, we did with your friend in Okinawa. So
Yes.
One of our first videos before we even moved up here, it was our first parcel that we got up here, and it was his friend from Okinawa that had sent over when he was serving over there. he had a favorite place called Coco Curry, or a favorite dish, and it was from Coco Curries.
Mm-hmm.
And so they sent us over some Coco Curry, and then we sent them back some Canadian treats. So I don't know if anybody wants to partake in that. It doesn't have to be crazy. It can even just be one treat or something. And I just want to put that out there because I think that'd be cool.
Treat share.
A treat share.
Treat share.
Treat share.
I actually talked to Kurt, and I told him that I'm going to have to send him some money because he's got to send me another package of Coco Curry.
Coco Curry, yeah. That, I won't lie, that was...
It's good.
It was really good.
It's good.
It had the perfect amount of flavor. Perfect amount of flavor.
There you go.
I can send Taste of Australia. I'd love to see you guys eat
Vegemite.
Vegemite.
I've so heard of Vegemite, like over
What is
and
it?
over. It's like a spread that they put on like for sandwiches.
Oh, yes. If you want to email me at meandyouacres@gmail.com, and then we can swap out some stuff and set up the limits and stuff like that. Mike's gonna put it in here. If anybody else wants to partake too, that'd be something cool. But we probably won't be able to do it until we get our new address. Just saying. So it'll probably be in, hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll find out about it.
Okay, well, it's taking its sweet time to hit
There we
enter,
go.
but okay. Is it true Australia is a myth
gonna get
invented
pen.
by Kiwis so they wouldn't have to admit they're from New Zealand? What? I've never heard that. Bomber Steve, okay, you guys are on. Email me at, I've got it right here.
Oh, here, write it down.
Okay, I'm writing it down. So I'm writing
Write
down
it down right now.
email addresses. We're going to get this thing done. It's going to be so cool. And it's content. I like it.
It doesn't have to be, but it totally is going to be. bgosteve@gmail.com. That's awesome. But I think we still have some boxes that we have to pack tonight. And I think that we are going to cut this short. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Having trouble connecting, please check your internet. Really?
Oh no, are we?
No, everything else seems to be working right. I'll take some Vegemite. Sounds like it's right up my alley. Blessings. Don't have Vegemite around here, but there's Marmite.
Huh.
Interesting.
Let's try that one more time.
Yeah, you go ahead and punch that in.
Menu acres. Oh, of course.
Sorry.
Cancel. Acres at.
Bomber Steve, LOL, yeah, good one. New Zealand is another state of Australia. We let them into the country so we can hang stuff on them and mock the way they talk.
You want to send? See if it goes through.
It works that time. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Hidden blessings, night all. Marmite is salty. Salty. I
Salty.
can't even talk now. The Mud Broker, actually, we love the Kiwis. We have very close bond with our neighbors over the ditch. We went to war together as Anzacs, and we do love them. I like it. I like
Kiwis
it.
are good.
Excellent.
Bomber Steve, you have Marmite there. Yes, I think that's what he was saying earlier, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we end up getting the Marmite, then I will share. That's cool. I've always wanted to do one of those. I've seen quite a few people like do tasting it for the first time. So like they taste, some Canadian snacks. So if there's any Canadian snacks, Bomber Steve, if there's any snacks that you want, let us know. And I already know of a few that I would send out to somebody, like that we had sent out to Japan. And so I know of a few that is, typical for Canadians to send out, like example, maple syrup or ketchup chips or Smarties. Or they have something in Australia. I just saw a TikTok actually about it. It's our equivalent to Kinder Eggs. So it's like it's our equivalent to Kinder Eggs. They have something else.
Mm.
But in the States, it's illegal to have Kinder Eggs.
Yeah. Candies.
So who in the States wants some Kinder Eggs?
Candies. You can't mail them.
Well, why?
It's illegal. You
Well,
can't
then,
mail
if we get back to the States at some point, maybe we'll just have to
them.
bring some in.
Oh, shoot dang. Okay. I think on that note, we're going to call her a night because we still, it's getting late. It's almost
And we
10
still have a
o'clock
bit
here.
to pack.
Yeah, I want to pack up a few more things before we call it a night and crash.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, everybody, for checking us out
yes.
and hanging out with us tonight. We totally appreciate it, and have a great night every single time.
And as always,
Until next time,
take care and God bless.
take care, guys.